ChatGPT just launched 3 brand new features that are absolutely mind-blowing, because if you start to use these features, it allows you to get better responses from ChatGPT. And by the end of this video, you're going to know what those 3 changes are, how you could use them, and I'm going to share with you multiple different scenarios that you should be using these for, because quite frankly, it's so powerful, you shouldn't be using it all the time. Now, that first brand new feature that we need to talk about is if you now come over into ChatGPT 5 and you come over here into thinking, you are going to see that you can now extend the thinking time that ChatGPT is going to be using. We can have light, standard, extended, and heavy. And as we can see, light gives you quick and thoughtful answers. Standard is going to give you a balance of thinking and speed. Extended is going to allow it to think longer for more complex questions. And heavy is going to allow this to do an even longer analysis for harder questions. Now, before I give you examples of exactly when you should be using each of these, because I went through and actually created different examples, and I'm going to give you a rule that you should follow whenever you're trying to use this, because I get it. This is now confusing. We went from having a bunch of different models to now having a bunch of different thinking modes, which is incredibly difficult. One thing I did want to call out, because I have been seeing this a lot, I would have auto turned off. So personally, I turned this off because it's kind of annoying when ChatGPT switches between giving you instant answers or thinking, and you just want a quick answer, but then it goes off and it thinks for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I wouldn't use auto. If you were just trying to get like GPT 4.0 style responses, I would have instant turned on. It's basically a better version of ChatGPT 4.0. If you're trying to get it to think for something quickly, I would have thinking mini turned on. If you are using thinking mode, quite frankly, I would only use this with extended or heavy. I would never use it with light, because that's when you should just be using instant mode. And I would never use it with standard, because again, I would probably just use instant mode for that. In addition to that, if we come over to Pro right here, I understand not everybody's going to have this, but this is really only for like research grade intelligence. So like if you're trying to solve a really hard health problem or science problem or coding problem, you're going to want to use this, but otherwise I wouldn't even bother using it. Now, in terms of when you should be using each of these modes, here's a quick rule of thumb. So light is going to be simple, concise, factual reasoning. Standard is going to be multi-step processes or structured workflows. Extended is going to be business cases, strategies, or nuanced trade-offs. And then heavy is going to be for simulations, projects, deep research, or very complex multivariable reasoning. Now, you're probably thinking, Rob, what on earth does all that mean? So I actually went through and created some of these for you. The first one, this is going to be what you would use light for, is asking it something like summarize the key differences between GPT-4 and GPT-5 in under 3 bullet points. This needs only a short chain of reasoning right here, and the request is very simple. It's fact-based, and it doesn't require a long deliberation, so you don't want to have this going off and thinking for minutes. The second thing is going to be where you would use standard. Something like this. Build me a step-by-step workflow to scrape TikTok trends daily, push your results into Google Sheets, and send me a Slack notification. This requires clear reasoning across multiple steps, and the answer needs both accuracy and logical sequencing, but this isn't like a very deep exploration or you trying to invent something new. Now, extended is where you're going to do something like this. I'm making $100,000 a month from consulting, sponsorships, and ads. Show me 3 different growth strategies to double this revenue, including risks, dependencies, implementations, and timelines. Now, why would we use extended here? Because this requires considering multiple variables and trade-offs. It needs structured reasoning across scenarios, and it's a little bit more complex than just a standard question. And now that last thing is where you're going to use something like heavy. Assume I want to reach $10 million net worth by age 40. I'm 28 with $1.3 million invested. I'm adding $72,000 each year and $2,000 for each year that I age up until 59. Show the detailed compound interest projections across different asset allocations. For example, S&P 500 heavy, mixed ETFs, real estate heavy, simulate drawdowns, and recommend the safest path. Now, why does this need heavy? Because there's multiple detailed projections, long calculations, and scenario analysis. Heavy thinking ensures it doesn't miss any hidden dependencies, and this needs multi-stage reasoning over a large data set if it's actually going to give me a good answer for this. And hopefully, this makes it easier for you to understand when you should actually be using each of these. And I'm sorry for any noise if you just heard that. I think there was just a car accident outside. Now, before I get into those 2 other new features that ChatGPT just launched, I need you to smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest changes in AI. I upload videos like this every single day, and you're not going to want to miss them. Now, The next new feature that I need to bring to your attention is now, if you come over here and click on your name in the bottom left-hand corner, you are going to see personalization. In the past, this lived under settings right here, but they've actually changed completely what this looks like. So now, if we come into personalization, you are going to see all of this personalization stuff is all under one tab here. In fact, they even have advanced under here. And I need to make sure that you understand this. This needs to be turned on right here. ChatGPT personality, you can come in here and change this if you want to. Personally, I just use default because this makes it the most adaptive. I wouldn't use cynic unless you're doing this for something funny. Robot, I think isn't that good if you're trying to do something emotional. For example, I do a lot of writing with ChatGPT, so I don't want it to be just efficient and blunt, thoughtful and supportive. Personally, I don't want that because, again, I ask a lot of business decisions or things like that from ChatGPT, and I don't want it to just be supportive if I'm doing something really dumb. So the next thing is going to be nerd. This is exploratory and enthusiast. Again, this might be useful for some specific things, but actually a better way to do this instead of turning on these personalities, I think, is actually building out different projects where you tell ChatGPT in the system prompt how you want it to actually behave, and that will probably give you better results. In addition to that, we have custom instructions right here. You need to make sure that you fill this out. If you want ChatGPT to do things like double check its answers or spend more time doing research or maybe keep asking you questions until it feels that it has all the context that it needs in order to actually give you a good response, you can add all these things into custom instructions right here. And I would strongly suggest that you do this. Don't just fill out these things right here where it's like Gen Z. Actually write out a system prompt and put it in here. In addition to that, nickname, you could put that in here if you want to. Occupation, I would strongly suggest that you do this. This will actually give ChatGPT more knowledge so it can give you better suggestions and give you better follow-ups. More about you, I would strongly suggest that you put this type of stuff in here because, again, it's going to change the bias that ChatGPT brings. In addition to that, you need to have this turned on right here. You need to have this turned on right here. Record mode, I would strongly suggest having this turned on. Web search, have it on. Code, have it on. Canvas, have it on. Advanced voice, have it on. So every single one of these features needs to be turned on. And again, they changed where this shows up. So it might have actually changed whether or not you had these on. You might have had these on before in the past, or you might have had these filled out before in the past, but now it's not actually filled out anymore. So make sure you check this because they came out with this change, I think like 2 or 3 days ago. I just haven't had a chance to make a video on it, which is why I'm including it in this video. Now, in addition to that, if you haven't heard me talk about this before, and then we could get into the last and most important ChatGPT update, if you come in here, you could see all the different saved memories that ChatGPT has. I would strongly suggest that either on a weekly, bi-weekly, or on a monthly basis, you're coming through here and you are getting rid of things that do not make sense. For example, if I come over here and I see something like is creating a training for the AI automation school that covers what AI agent, different types of agents and tools to create them, I don't necessarily want that to be a memory. I want to delete that. And the reason that I want to delete that is because I don't want it to then bring that bias in if, let's say that that's something that I've done, because that is something that I've already gone through and done. So the next and final change that you need to be aware of is now, if we come over here into settings and we come into connectors, these connectors can now access more things. In fact, it can now do way more. It can now chat, deep research, agent mode, and so much more. In addition to that, if you come into advanced settings right here, you need to make sure that you are turning on developer mode. What this is going to do is this is going to increase the amount of actions that each of these could take. Again, come over here. If we come over here, we remove this, we're going to go back into Gmail and look at how much different it looks. So when we come into Gmail, we don't actually see anything. This just lets ChatGPT recommend connecting to Gmail when responding. That's not what we want. We want full control over that. So if we come over here and now we change this, come into Gmail, we are now going to see this look completely differently and we can see all the things that it could do. For example, it can read emails, it can get recent emails, it can even send emails or search emails if we wanted to, and it actually gives us different examples of how that can actually be done. Now, in addition to that, what this allows you to do is this actually allows you to come over to this website, Rube.app, and connect ChatGPT to literally more than 500 different apps, which is pretty insane. Now, if you don't use ChatGPT, which I don't know why you'd be deep into this video if you don't use ChatGPT, you could also set the same exact thing up for Claude, for Make, for N8N, for a ton of different tools. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to see that you can literally connect all of these different apps right here, which you are going to be able to do once you start to use Rube, and you can get started with Rube for free. So basically what ends up happening, click on this right here, install. You are then going to see ChatGPT. You're going to see two different instructions. You're going to see developer mode instructions, which is where you could set this up right here. And then you will be able to give ChatGPT access to literally all of these different apps that are connected to Rube right here. Or what you could also do is they actually released a GPT. So if we come over here into GPT's and we type in Rube, we are going to see that this is now a GPT that automatically connects to Rube and allows us to access 500 plus apps, all from this one chat right here. Now, we come over into Start Chat. We could see all the different things that we could do. For example, summarize an email. We could post a thought of the day on X if we wanted to. There are so many different things that you could do. Where this really gets powerful is not just accessing each of these tools one by one, but instead getting it to access multiple things. For example, I could have this check my Gmail to see if sponsors have emailed me back. And if they have, it can then build out the scripts that I need for those sponsors in a Google Doc and then actually send that to those sponsors without me having to do anything except approving it straight from inside of ChatGPT's terminal. So I don't have to constantly be switching to other features and other things. Not sure if you've seen the reports yet, but Goldman Sachs just came out and said that they think in the next 12 months, AI is going to replace over 300 million jobs. So my question for you is, are you going to be one of those people that's replacing those jobs, or are you going to be one of the people that gets replaced because you didn't embrace AI? And that's exactly why I created AI Automation School that you could check out at the pinned comment below. In fact, I have special launch pricing right now. So if you want to stay ahead of what's happening in AI and you want to learn how to automate your work with AI, how to make more money with AI, how to build AI agents without knowing having to code, or you just want me to audit your personal AI workflow so we could speed things up for you, I strongly suggest that you check it out. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'd strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through a brand new AI agent that's going to allow you to automate your work incredibly easily. You just give it a prompt in plain English and it builds out all the tools and all the processes that need to happen in order for you to automate that task. Check it out over here.